our show. Let's start by taking a look who's in my green room tonight. My first guest, and I think you might know who's here, is a true global superstar. She's sold nearly 100 million records worldwide. She's been in the Guinness Book of Records 6 times. She's won more awards than Adele and Anton Deck put together. And that's a lot of awards. There's only one word that I need to introduce her. It's Britney, ladies and gentlemen. Also in my green room this evening, the best thing to come out of Sweden since IKEA. You'll have seen him most recently as Tarzan, Lord of the Jungle. It's Alexander Skarsgård. Look at that moody look. Wow. That's already a star-filled green room, but prepare yourselves, we're going to squeeze in a couple more from the soon-to-be hit movie The Girl on the Train. Two of our biggest homegrown stars. It's Emily Blunt and Luke Evans. All of that, and of course, at the end of the show, we will have a great performance from Britney as well. So, now, there was a breakup this week that shocked all of us to the core. Not Brangelina, far worse than that. Quality Street are kicking out the Toffee Deluxe. I know, can you believe it? That's the Toffee Deluxe right there, the chunky orange-coloured one in the brown wrapper. It looks a bit like Ed Balls and Strictly Come Dancing, doesn't it? Although I suspect it lasts a bit longer. I saw an advert for Quality Street the other day. They had a massive Quality Street in a red wrapper, and it looked horrible. Here it was. It really upset me. Just is... It was just wrong. And then I realised it was Kevin Bacon, and you're in it too, Britney. Why did you let him wear that? I can't unsee that image now.
It was a little shocking, yeah.
Yeah. Let's hope he never does it again. OK, so in the world of art, the nominees for the 2016 Turner Prize have been announced this week. Now, one entry by artist Anthea Hamilton. It's called Everyone's Eye. It's over 30 feet tall. I want you to have a look at this, see if you like it as much as I did. Here it is. That's it. First time I saw it, I thought it was Elton John's front door. I thought that was... this, you know what I'm saying? Maybe a little round window above he could pop his head out of and... leave the parcels behind the bush. Not the bush, no, by the tree. More news this week. A musician is to bring out a CD totally aimed at cats, OK? Now, that's what I call meowsic. And now it's... now, this is all to help your cat unwind. It features lovely, soothing music. This is what happens. We played one to a cat here. Have a look at this, see if it's working. There you go. There you go. There you go. Lovely. Isn't that lovely? Yeah. There's a problem here, though, because I personally think my cats are too relaxed. OK? They're just sleeping all day long. I think we need an album which will wake them up and get them moving. I would suggest something like this. Who let the dogs out? 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 There you go. There you go. Let's get my first guest out, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? I couldn't be more thrilled to have her here this evening. She's been the princess of pop for nearly 20 years. You don't need reminding, of course, but here she is doing what she does best. Look at this. Give me a sign. Hit me, baby, one more time. You think I'm in love, and I'm sent from above. I'm addicted to you, and you know that you're toxic. Womanizer, womanizer, you're a womanizer, oh, you're a womanizer, baby. You are. You better walk this. You better walk this. You better walk this. Now get to walk this. That's right. It's Britney Spears, ladies and gentlemen. afraid now that's all we have time for. Britney, that's a lovely welcome, isn't it?
Yes, that was so nice. Thank you.
Welcome back to the UK. That's a welcome back to the UK. Now, your grandmother was from London, wasn't she?
Yes.
So do you feel at home when you come here? Is there a connection that you're aware of?
I definitely do. My grandmother, she spoke British. We always came over. She did. She spoke British. She always said, ooh, ooh, in the morning. And
did she have any other words, or was that it?
That was quite it, Lily.
That's all you need in England, really, to get by.
Ooh, yes. So, yeah, she was a lovely lady.
OK, and you've been back here before, of course. I know, I've seen you. I saw you here years ago on one of your tours. So you must like it here. Now, do you like British men? Because I know you're single at the moment.
I do. I like the accent, yes.
Have you...
I can pretend.
Have you checked out any men while you're here? Have you been checked out by any men? When I say checked out, I mean just admiring glances.
Yes.
Yeah, observed, yeah.
On the way here, I saw a guy on a motorcycle, and he had a beautiful beard and a motorcycle hat, which really sexy.
A motorcycle hat or a helmet? What
helmet.
Was it? A helmet? OK, and so you like a man with a beard?
Yes.
OK.
Britney, I have a beard as well.
Oh, my God. Have you got a motorcycle helmet, though? The missing component. Tell me a little bit about growing up, little Britney, when you were growing up, because you were born in Louisiana, weren't you?
Yes.
What was home life like for you when you were young?
Well, I was a country girl, and I was very into ball. I was never a cheerleader or anything like that. I was a tomboy. So I was just a mama's girl. I loved food. My dad owned a restaurant. He was into construction building, and just a normal Southern, yeah.
Where do you live now? Do you live in Los Angeles or do you live in Las Vegas? Because you have the big show going on in Vegas.
I have 2 homes. I have one in Las Vegas and one in LA.
And the Las Vegas show has been a huge success for you, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
Okay.
Yes.
How much time of the year do you spend in Vegas?
Probably 60% of the time.
And the show itself, it must be pretty exhausting, I guess. Is it every night or nearly every night?
It's 3 nights a week.
Oh, that's
so
easy then.
Not too bad.
That's easy. OK. Well, you could get another job then to make ends meet. But is it a party town? When you're there, do you go out much? Do you have fun like that? Or are you aware of the partying that's going on around you?
I am aware of the partying that's going on. A lot of the people are very intoxicated during the shows. And the food is great.
When I've been to see shows in Vegas, often it seems to me the audience, they're enjoying the performance, but you're right, they've already had a couple of what we would call sharpeners.
Yes.
Before the show. Have you encountered that? Have you had an audience sometimes?
I got contact high. I haven't smoked weed since I was like 17 years old. And all of a sudden, towards the end of the show, I mean, it was so strong, I couldn't function.
Wow.
Because I got just the contact of it, I was like, oh my goodness. So I was like, I had to leave. I had to go.
Wow.
So,
How can you leave your own show, though? What happens if you've left?
I kind of I say I can't do it anymore.
Well, maybe they were so high, they didn't notice. So you stay near the show, I guess? You're not in the same building as the show, but you stay pretty nearby?
Yes.
But you're not kept awake by the partying, are you? You don't have carousing going on near you, or...?
I do.
You do?
Yes. There's parties all around.
Wow. So what do you do? Do you go and join in, or do you blank it out?
I just don't go in there. They're private parties. Okay. So...
I suspect if you wanted to go in, they'd probably let you in.
I'd have to see. There's a lot of drugs involved.
Oh, OK. What, to get you into a party, or
no!
to...
No, a lot of drugs involved.
Oh, inside? You don't want to go near that. Of course not. You're Britney. You wouldn't go near that. You know, I was talking about you growing up in Louisiana. So how old were you when you first appeared in the Mickey Mouse Club? You were just a kid still, weren't you?
I was 12.
12 years old. But you'd auditioned for it before, hadn't you?
Yes. Yes, wow. I was 8. So you were 8
and you didn't get the part. Now, how did the 8-year-old and you deal with that? Because that's a pretty big blow to get, isn't it?
Yes. Actually, I was with a girlfriend, and we all went as a pack, like of 6 girls together, and we went and we didn't make it. But it was just really fun because it was the impact of all the kids there, like the energy, and it was really cool.
Well, incredible training ground, I would have thought, to go on to be a performer, because so many, you know, the kind of year you were there, you had incredible people. I was amazed. I hadn't realised Ryan Gosling
Yes.
was one
yes.
of the Disney kids as well. And, of course, Justin was there, Christina Aguilera. I mean, just huge success there. I'm hoping it was fun as well as it being fun to watch. I'm hoping
It was probably one of the funnest times of my life. We all lived in the same community, and we had a schedule every day, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
So, one question, you know, I've always wanted to ask you this is, you've been in the public eye since you were 12.
Yes.
Because that was a huge show, wasn't it? Do you ever fantasise, do you ever wonder what life would be like if you hadn't been? Do you have a kind of...
I do. I kind of go, like, I have this thing where I go into denial a little bit, and I'll put a hat on and I just pretend like I'm like everybody else, and I'll go out. And it really usually works because no one pays you any attention.
So sort of a disguise?
It's like a disguise, yeah.
And so what do you do when you're going like that? What sort of things do you want to do?
I'll just take my dog for a walk, or I'll go shopping, or I'll do just, like, normal stuff.
And when you have to become Britney again, does that feel weird?
Well, it's like, well, I'm used to my show. It's like a character change. It's kind of like I'm a performer, so I know how to mentally adjust my head to go there in character. It's not me. It's not who I am at all, but it's like, it's part of what I do.
So what would the real Britney be like then?
Honestly, I'm kind of boring. I'm really boring. I'm boring. I love movies. I love I know it sounds so boring, but I'm not like this, like, you know, crazy, like, go out, girl.
What's a great night for you then? What's a great night? What's a really lovely night when you're not working, a night well spent?
A movie done by your wife.
Oh yeah, or my girlfriend. They both make movies.
Oh. I didn't know that. Kingsman is one of my favorite movies.
Well,
I love the beginning because it plays the rock song.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm a nerd. I'm sorry. I'm just like, yeah, it's so cool.
Oh,
so, yeah, it's my favorite movie.
Oh, thank you. And then what else you do? You like to order food in? You like to cook? Do you cook?
I cook. I like a lot of different rices. I like rice and jambalaya. Don't laugh. Oh my God.
Well, she said she was boring. What did you expect?
I like rice. I do.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing.
Well, I think that's an exclusive we've got out of her right here. I just hope you don't regret saying that.
Okay.
It's going to be a headline tomorrow. Britney's rice addiction. 4 bags a day. Desperate for Uncle Ben. Okay. We had a brief chat before the show, and I know you have 2 young men in your life, your sons, of course, and they're 12, 11 now? They're roughly
10 and 11.
10 and 11. And I saw that you threw a Pokemon party for them.
Yes.
Recently, so they're just into the things that regular kids their age are into.
Yes.
Now, one of them, he's sort of like becoming a DJ. Is that right?
Yeah, his father is a DJ.
Okay.
So, and he's actually going to give his dad a run for his money.
Wow.
He's very, very good. He actually, when I recorded my record, I would bring it home and let him listen to it. And a lot of the songs, he was like, Mom, this isn't really good. He would tell me, like, straight up. And I was like, really? Okay, but I really do respect his ear, because he knows, you know, like, as the young generation completely knows. And so, but at night, that we do have, like, little clubs and parties at the house, and he have our laser lights going on, and he plays, yeah.
I mentioned earlier on your single. Is it easy for you to meet people? I mean, or is it kind of tricky because of who you are and because of, you know, you have to be wary, I suppose, of people?
It's a little tricky. You know, I have a friend at home, and he randomly sets me up with people every now and then on dates, and it's just awkward because there's so many times that you meet people and it's just like too awkward.
And why? Because they have an idea of you that you're not, or vice versa?
Well, I will say there's been 2 dates that have been kind of cool, but other than that, it's too much. It's like I went with this one guy, and he looked like a lizard. Like, I was so scared. Like, he was saying this, and I turned him, I was like, oh my God. It's like, holy shit, he looks just like a lizard, and I had to go. It was really bad.
So you just left? Wow.
Immediately.
Well, no one's going to judge you for that. But I need to ask, which one of your friends set you up with the lizard man?
I know, I was so mad. I called him, I was very angry.
And did you say he's a lizard?
Yes, and he said, oh my God, his pictures, I guess it's just, he doesn't look that in the picture.
So who are you looking for? What are you looking for? I guess certain qualities?
I like someone that's just nice. Overall, just a nice guy is groundbreaking, yeah, in this world.
That sounds pretty achievable to me, but I don't know, but some people seem to think maybe there aren't that many.
No, a lot of men are about games.
What does that mean?
It's just the mind game with guys. You know, the calling back and it's just too much. It's just silly.
So them not wanting you to think they're too keen?
Yeah, it's silly.
But I would have thought, I don't know if you know this, but you're Britney Spears, and I would have thought they would be keen.
I don't know.
But maybe they're thinking, OK, she's famous, and she will think I'm crazy if I keep calling her, pestering her.
Actually, I'm not looking for men right now. I'm really happy with myself.
Ah, so what are you looking for?
Yeah, like,
There's absolutely no way you should define yourself by
I'm not
relationship.
looking for anything. I'm fine with the way I am.
And you seem in a really good place right now. Would that be a safe thing to say?
Yes, sir.
OK, so you're pretty happy, pretty sorted.
Yes.
That's good to know. Now, Britney said she was up to have some fun this evening, and so... And, of course, she's going to perform for us at the end of the night, which is exciting. But we thought we would play a game of Never Have I Ever, and we asked the audience, when you came in, whether you would write some questions down. Did you write some questions down for us? Yeah. So I've got this for you. If you this is... you hold that side up if you have done something.
Sorry.
So I have some questions for the audience here. Never have I ever worn the same underwear 2 days in a row. No? Wow. I mean, if this had said 5 days, it would be the same answer for me. That's what it said. That's nice. OK, let's do another one. Here we go. Never have I ever re-gifted something that was given to me as a gift. All the time. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this one's got a name. This one's Daniel, and you already did. Never have I ever made love listening to one of my own records. Can you blame me? OK, now are you being totally honest here? I want you to be totally honest. This is going to be the last one. I want you to be 100% honest here. Never have I ever farted while performing.
I'm scared.
Come on, just do it. Yeah! That's it. That's it. That's it. OK, we're going to take a break now. There'll be more from Britney after this. We've got Alexander Skarsgård. We've got Emily Blunt. We've got Luke Evans. And, of course, more Britney Spears. Don't go away. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still here with Britney Spears. Hey, Britney, let me talk about some of the Britney looks over the years. When you look back at them, how do you feel about the way you looked in those videos, the outfits you wore? Let's start with that one.
I just actually wore thigh highs today for the first time in 10 years, so...
And the hair, do you ever do your hair like that now?
No.
No.
Never.
Not even for special occasions?
No.
OK, let's have a look at the next one. Now, this was Oops, I Did It Again. And this was I believe Kevin Bacon owns that suit now, but...
Yes.
Was that uncomfortable to film in?
Yes, it was very uncomfortable because I was so hot on the inside. So we just kept on having to put powder in there so it wouldn't stick.
Is that someone's job doing that?
Yes.
And you still have that?
No.
You have any of your old outfits?
It's in the theater in Vegas.
So they have it on display?
On display, yes.
That's cool. Oh, here you go.
That's not actually an outfit. Those are just hand diamonds painted on me. Well, glued on me.
Wow.
Yeah.
But not glued directly on... Were they glued on your body or on a bodysuit?
Glued on my body.
On the skin?
Yes.
How do you get them off afterwards?
I don't remember what I did.
You might still have some on you now. When you sit down, is there a sharp pain in your buttock? Because you might still...
I pop out diamonds sometimes.
OK, that's a great look, though. I mean, that's a bold look.
Thank you.
And so what about other performers? Do you ever look at... I mean, do you have to avoid being too similar? Say you see something that Rihanna's wearing or someone else, do you think, oh, I can't go there because she's got that market?
Actually, they do open your mind a little bit more. I mean, like Rihanna, when she performed at the VMAs, and she was like, it was so odd. She was in baby pink, and like you wouldn't, because she's so rock and roll, you'd never think to be her to be in baby pink. But it was so random for her, but it was fucking dope.
Yeah, well, you gotta love Riri.
Yeah, I love her.
The VMAs was... You appeared at the VMAs with the snake that time, didn't you?
Yes.
OK, now, so presumably that... And that's a live snake.
That's a live snake.
Were you squeamish at all, or were you already snake-friendly?
I was on adrenaline. So I really was just going through the motions. In rehearsals, I broke out in hives, though, everywhere. But I was like, you know what? We'll just do it and we'll get it over with. It'll be fine. So when we actually did it, the snake, when I came to give it away, its head went right in my face and its tongue hissed at me before I gave it away.
Whoa, whoa.
It was insane.
Wow.
It was insane.
Do your kids like watching you perform? Do they go to the show ever? Because it would be kind of... Because you're sexy on stage.
They go to half of the show. They don't watch the whole thing.
OK.
Yeah.
So is there a sexier half?
My niece, actually, she's 5. She watches the whole show.
Wow.
Yeah, and she's crazy. And she comes into the quick change with me, and she's like, hey, Britney, how'd you do that? She's just like, she's so animated. She's so much fun.
How many changes do you get through? You get through a lot of costume changes.
8.
8 changes? Just getting changed that often in one night would be too much for me. Never mind performing as well. Because you're in great shape. I mean, you must be super fit right now to be able to do that show that often.
Yeah, I've been doing it for 3 years now, so my body kind of knows, you know.
And what do you do to keep in shape the rest of the time? Is it gym? Is it sports?
I run a lot.
And you like running?
No.
No.
I hate it, but I have to do it.
I know you started playing tennis as well.
Yes.
OK. I like to play tennis. I'm not particularly good, but I like playing tennis. And I thought, well, why don't we play a version of... You know that game beer pong? You don't know beer pong?
I've heard of it, but I've never played it.
It's an American game, I think.
OK.
You bounce a ping-pong ball into a cup.
OK.
And then the way they play it in the bar is you have to drink what's in the cup. Now, we're using slightly larger cups, so we figured we won't drink the contents. So we thought we'd do it instead, that if I get a ball in, you have to do whatever forfeit is linked to that cup, and vice versa.
All right, I'll follow you.
OK. So there are forfeits involved in this special game of Britney this special game of Britney beer pong. Spear pong.
Spear pong.
Let's call it spear pong.
Spear pong.
So I'm going to give you the pink balls, if you like wee-wees. Look, I'm going to go with just yellow balls. There's the cups, and if I get one, you can go first. And if you get one in, I have to do whatever forfeit.
Can I start with pink?
You can, yeah, you can have either one. There's a pink one. Oh, you got yours.
So just go?
Go.
Oh, that was horrible.
OK.
That is really bad.
Looks like Spears is going to have a forfeit.
No!
Look and learn, Britters. Hit the other person. Wow, you're strong. OK. That's my go. I'm glad I didn't get that. That would have been horrible, wouldn't it? Yeah! Oh! You've got to kiss Alexander Skarsgård.
What?
Take that. Let me take that. I shouldn't say this, but you won't believe how much money he gave me to put that in the film. That's it!
She'll never call me.
Good work, Britney. OK, so...
My turn.
It's your turn.
That was bad. That was so bad.
Yeah, yeah. And you see what I do with no support. Thank you, thank you. Yeah! Helium challenge. OK. So one of us, which means you, has to suck down some helium.
Really?
And sing. Now, we've been asked to say you shouldn't do this at home. OK, so, you got the one here. So what song do you want to sing? You're going to sing... You can sing one of your own, you can sing a popular song, something we all know. But get a good old...
Shake it off, shake it off. Oops, I did it again.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think you'll agree she's been great fun. She's going to perform for us at the end of the evening. Will you join me in saying thank you to Britney Spears? Thank you so much. It was great fun. Thank you. You can go up and get yourself ready to perform. Britney Spears, ladies and gentlemen. She'll be back at the end of the show, but still to come, I'll be joined by Alexander Skarsgård, Emily Blunt and Luke Evans. Then we've got Britney performing here in the studio. And once again, let me remind you, the helium thing, don't do it at home, OK? It's not good for you. We'll see you after the break. The show, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get my next guest out there. You'll have seen him in Zoolander, you'll have seen him in True Blood, and of course, if you saw the big hit movie Tarzan, All of the Jungle, you know what he looks like. You may not know this, though. He's been voted Sweden's sexiest man 5 times. That's right. Now only beating the Swedish chef from the Muppets, every one of them. It is Alexander Skarsgård! Great. Wow. Well, you look fat. That is a lovely suit. That's a soft fabric you're wearing there. What is that? Is it toweling?
It's cashmere.
Wow. A cashmere suit. That's what we...
That's a tough fact to follow, by the way.
It is a tough fact to follow. Well,
thanks for sticking around, guys. I really appreciate it.
Have you met Britney before?
Oh, she's performing later. That's why, of course.
No. Well, you love Alexander, don't you, ladies and gentlemen?
No. Oh, you guys...
you know, I've been a fan of yours since I first saw you in True Blood. I loved True Blood. Were you a fan of True Blood, great show. That's almost 10 years ago since you started that. I didn't realise that.
Yeah, 2008.
Do you still get a lot of feedback? Do people still talk to you about that? Are they interested still?
Well, actually, like, on the way here, there was, like, this big crowd outside the studio, and I told the driver, I was like, I think we got a little time. I can, you know, stop for a minute and sign some autographs.
Yeah, it's nice of you.
Yeah. I opened the door, and I stepped out, and everyone turned around, and they looked, like, into the car. Because they thought it was like I was a bodyguard or something, and like, is Britney in there? And when they realized she wasn't, they're like,
Well, it is. It's a big night for us to have Britney here.
So I started Googling myself and trying, look, I was on a show like 10 years ago. This is me.
Well, come on now. But Tarzan was big, big, big. You were big in Tarzan. You were big in Tarzan. You were bigger than... Have you lost some of the Tarzan muscle?
Yeah, I lost. It's all gone.
Okay. Where's it gone? It's a lot of muscle.
Well, it was kind of boring. You know, I couldn't do this for 9 months. It was very strict regimen, the diet was very strict. It was...
And when you say diet, though, because when we diet, we stop eating as much food, but to get like that, I guess you start eating more food. Would that be right?
Well, the first 3 months, they had me on 7,000 calories a day because I had to bulk up, and then...
That is my dream.
Yeah, and so I thought that it would be a dream, but it was tough because I had to get up at 3 in the morning and eat a cold steak and potatoes and stuff.
Why a cold steak? Could you not have heated
Well, I also like to punish myself. Yeah. So I was like, if I'm going to do this, I want it to be painful and horrible.
Self-loathing.
Yeah.
I want this to be a really good story. When you get the part of Tarzan, Tarzan's a big role. You've got these characters who we return to again and again in the movies. Tarzan, Dracula, Sherlock Holmes. These characters that sort of like every generation rediscovers. So there's a responsibility there. What were you worried about, taking on an iconic role like that? What were the things that bothered you or challenged you or concerned you?
Mostly for myself. My dad is a huge fan of Johnny Weissmuller, like way back in the day.
The original Tarzan to most of us.
So that was my introduction to Tarzan. Yeah. As a kid, I would watch those movies with my old man, and so I was just like, I can't live up to that. So when we started prep, I tried to kind of avoid all the old movies and stay away from that, and you kind of have to find your own character in all that. And
well, your dad's a hugely successful actor, a great actor, I'm sure. Stellan Skarsgård, you will have seen in any number of movies. So was it always on the cards for you then to follow in his footsteps, to be an actor?
No. No. Not at all. I was a child actor in Sweden between the ages of like 7 and 13. But not by choice. It wasn't like I auditioned for a show or tried to get in. It was... Thanks, guys. Thank you. Because my dad's friend was the director. He passed away a couple years ago, but he needed a 7-year-old kid, and he was at my dad's house drinking wine, and he saw a 7-year-old boy running around. It's like, hey, kid, do you want to be in my movie?
Wow.
So then, yeah, so I did that for 6, 7 years, and then I did something when I was 13 that got a little bit of attention. It's not like being on the Disney Club in the States, but it's like on a slightly smaller scale.
So this was in Sweden?
Yeah. But I got recognized occasionally, and I don't know, I just want it to be normal and blend in. And when you're 13, I think it's a weird age for most kids. But then to be in the spotlight and people recognizing you, it made me paranoid, and so I quit. And both my parents were very supportive of that decision. It wasn't a difficult one. I was just like, I don't want to do this. So for 8 years, I didn't act at all.
So you kind of had a midlife crisis at 13.
When I was 13, I had a midlife crisis.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, what am I doing with my life? What's the point, Dad? I don't know what to do.
Okay, so tell me about your new movie, because your new movie is called War on Everyone, and it's a bold movie. It's a comedy, but it's kind of really out there. I think you're taking risks with this, and I guess that was part of the appeal for you.
Yeah, I've been looking for a comedy for a while and just haven't found the right tone. And then I got this script, and the character his moral compass is completely off. He is drunk throughout the movie.
He's driving drunk. He's a cop who's out there taking bribes.
Yeah, he's a really bad egg. And I mean, I was hooked after the first page. It opens with these two guys in a car chasing a mime, and then they're reflecting over whether if you hit a mime, does he make a sound or not? And then they hit him and steal his Coke and get away with it. And I'm like, this is brilliant. This is brilliant.
Let's have a look at a clip. This opens everywhere on Friday. This is War on Everyone.
Hey, Shorty. Where can we find James Mangan? Get the hell off this property. Get off this property. Get off this property! What are you doing?
Get back, you little bastard!
He only comes up on weekend to look over his horses. He lays him down.
Where in town?
I don't know. I swear to God. I swear. Give me back my fucking wig.
Like I said, the comedy is very bold. It's really brave and full on there.
Yeah, it's kind of out there, I guess, but it's John Michael McDonough. It's not very PC.
Yeah.
I thought that was quite refreshing.
OK, let me ask you about this photograph here. You're at the premiere here for The Diary of a Teenage Girl. This is a bold look.
Well, I try to look like Farrah Fawcett. That was what I was going for.
Okay, yeah,
I don't know if you tell me if I succeeded.
You've got what we would call a strong chin.
Yeah, it was a slightly intimidating look, I guess. But
I think it's remarkable that you are comfortable enough to go and do that, because a lot of guys in movies wouldn't feel that comfortable to drag up.
Well, I felt like the movie we shot it in San Francisco, and Cousin Wonderlet to my right there, he was the first AD on the movie, and he was hosting the after party. He's a drag queen, famous drag queen in San Francisco, with his friends at a gay club. And I remember leading up to the premiere, and they were all talking about their outfits and their wigs, and it just sounded so much fun. Yeah. And I was like, I just felt like, fuck, am I got to show up in a suit? This sounds like boring. I want to have some fun as well. So I asked Brian, I was like, can I play? And he let me.
Wow. And so what was the... Yeah, I think it's so refreshing. What was what for you was the most fun about being in that outfit? And presumably you had heels on as well, or did you wear flats for the evening?
It was fun getting ready. The 4 hours getting ready with the girls was fun. We were drinking champagne, talking.
What were you listening to? A bit of Beyonce, Single Lady?
Britney Spears.
Oh, yeah.
Everything after that was torture.
Yeah.
So just walking around in those heels, and it was very painful. It was incredibly hot, the wig.
Can I ask, in the downstairs region, did you tuck?
Yeah.
So you tucked the male equipment away for the smooth line?
Yeah. But it's not very big, so it's easy to just... Cool guys.
Did you have a name? Because normally drag queens have a name for their character.
Yeah, Lady Libido.
Wow. tough man to live up to.
I tried.
OK.
I'm talking about Lady Libido. When you played that game with Britney, did I have a 50% chance of kissing you?
Yes.
It wasn't staged?
No, it wasn't staged. So rare I get to kiss someone taller than me.
You're never going to call me, are you?
No. Hey, Alexander, it's been so much fun having you out. Hasn't he been a great guest, ladies and gentlemen? So much fun spending time with you. Alexander's film, War on Everyone, is out this Friday. Great fun, really edgy, different comedy. Great fun and great to have you here. Mr. Alexander Skarsgård, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, thank you. OK, still to come on the show, I'll be chatting to Emily Blunt and Luke Evans, plus Britney will be performing right here in the studio. See you after the break. Welcome back to the show. My next guest are the stars of the great new movie, The Girl on the Train. It premieres this coming week. It is, of course, Luke Evans and Emily Blunt. Come on out, guys. Great to see you again. Really great to see you again. Look at you. Come on. Come sit down.
Mustard cap. I like it.
Yes, it's mustardy. So you're starring together in this big new thriller, Girl on the Train, but you didn't meet just on the set. You had met previously, is that
We met
correct?
in Cannes Film Festival.
Wow,
Oh, yeah.
congratulations.
Super glam.
It was very glam. It was my first one, I remember.
It was my first one.
Was it?
I think it was my only one.
No.
What did you talk about? What did you bond over?
What are we talking about? Our discomfort of being in Cannes.
No, I know what we talked about.
What? Was it bad? Was it an
Cut it out,
X
you know.
or something?
Brazilian waxes.
Yes, that's right!
Do you remember?
Well, I'm a fan of them.
OK. But you were asking because you
I
were
don't
thinking
know
of
how
having
we
one
got on
done.
it. Don't ask me how
How
we
did you get-
migrated to that
You
point,
must-
but
I do remember that now.
How could I
yeah.
forget? I was talking to Emily Blunt about Brazilian waxes, and I remember going, "How do you deal with that pain?" And you went, "You suck it up."
So have you ever been waxed, Luke?
Yes, actually, yeah.
But not Brazilian style.
You're all wanting me to say down there, but I wasn't. No.
Where was it?
Because I did a film called Immortals, and they decided they wanted us all hairless.
Like dolphins.
Like dolphins. yeah.
They call you dolphin
Called
boy.
as Dolph. And it was, they got halfway across my chest, and I went into anaphylactic shock and said, no, I'm
Wow.
I'm clippering it from now on.
So the book that the film is based on, now, if someone hadn't read the book, and I know it was a huge hit, but then how would you explain it? What goes on in this woman's life that makes it so compelling?
So she is an alcoholic, and she's lost everything in her life. She's lost her husband and her home, and you find out later on that she's lost her job as well, and she commutes to work, even though her work involves just drinking in a bar all day, to kind of maintain, to try and save face and appear like she's got everything together. And she commutes past this seemingly perfect couple who she obsesses over. And because she's a drunk, she then becomes the most unreliable witness in a potential murder.
Well, I think you're brilliant in the film, and I think you play the drunken stuff perfectly, and that must be quite hard to do without it tipping into something which is unintentionally comic.
Yeah, I was worried, I think, you know, because I think it can potentially look a bit like the drunk uncle act.
Yeah.
And
Have you ever been filmed when drunk yourself, or seen yourself
well,
drunk?
I thought, oh, it would be great. I'll just get my husband John to film me wasted, and then I'll see what I really do when I'm drunk, and this will be great for the film. And then I found out I was pregnant. So I thought, well, I can't do that.
So you didn't get drunk, obviously.
I mean,
So
just a little bit.
Yeah. But you were drunk, not drunk, you were pregnant when you made the film.
That's how she got pregnant.
Well, sometimes when you have to be quite rough with Emily in the film.
Yeah.
So did you know she was pregnant? Did you have to be careful because of...
No, Emily told me just before I had to throw her around her kitchen.
Wow.
It was very, yeah, it was going to be a stressful, you know, intense day anyway. So we sort of gave each other a little hug before we did the first take, and as we leant in, she whispered, "I'm 4.5 months pregnant."
Wow.
I was like, What? What did you say? Just say that again. Yeah, she was pregnant. So no one really knew at that point.
No, I think you and like Justin.
Yeah, and so we kept it quiet and we managed to get through that day.
It was a gentle tussle.
Well, let's have a look at the clip. The film's going to be huge, of course. The book was huge. The film's going to be huge. Well, this is a clip, and it opens here in the UK next Wednesday. This is the girl on the train.
I saw her. I saw her from the train. She was with this man. Just for a second.
Can you tell me where you were Friday night?
Rachel, I need you to stay away.
So what did you do during those hours that night?
I don't remember. There's some time missing. What happened that night in the tunnel? Tell me the truth.
That's the girl on the train that opens up Wednesday. It's going to be huge, I guess. And just, am I right, just before you made it, or just during making it, that's when you became a US citizen?
Well, I have dual nationality.
I'll say, so you can still consider yourself British as well?
Oh, God, yeah.
You don't sound very happy about it, I'll be honest with you.
About being an American?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's because I love being British.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not trying to get you in trouble here.
I know, I feel like I'm going to get in trouble.
So, look, you get to the stage where you are very much a star in your own right. Do you get a lot of attention? Do people recognise you in the street?
Yeah, they do sometimes, yeah. Yeah, mostly for me, you know, right? They recognise me. Sometimes they don't.
OK. So, have you been mistaken for anyone in particular?
Yeah, lots of people. I mean, probably the one I was most shocked at. But then we were in a nightclub. It doesn't exist anymore, but it was a very nice, cool nightclub, and it was a little bit drunk, very merry, and I was in this sort of garden area sitting against on a sofa like this, but there was a wall behind. I hadn't realised there was a wall behind. And anyway, from the other side of this garden, this guy just stood up and he was like, Rooney! Rooney! And I was like, Wayne Rooney? No! There's a wall, and there's no one else sitting around me, and I was like, he's looking at me. He's looking at me. And I've never ever.
That's hard to come back from, isn't it?
Typical. I mean,
deal.
this was about 12, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Shaved
Which makes it even worse somehow, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
OK, so the exciting news, Emily, though, is that you're coming back over here to work. You're going to be here for about a year, I guess.
Yes, almost, yeah.
Can you talk about the film that you're doing next?
Doing Mary Poppins.
Wow, she's going to be Mary Poppins, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty good, isn't it? But that's a bit, because this isn't a remake of the much-loved original, is it?
No, it's sort of a sequel set 30, 40 years later, and miraculously, Julie Andrews has turned into me.
Have you started rehearsing it? Have you
We
started
start
doing
in November.
OK, so you don't know, but have you heard any of the songs yet?
I've learnt some of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
OK, you've got to give us something.
Why would I ever do that?
Because I'm asking you so nicely.
No, I
OK,
can't.
just the title of one of the songs.
No!
Does one have the word holiday in it?
No.
Does one have the word either chimney, or churu in
There's
it?
no churu.
No churu?
But you never know, there might be a chim.
Might be a bit of chimney.
You never know.
Does she have a giant bag that she gets loads of shit out of?
And we're going for like a fanny pack this time.
Have you done much singing and dancing and things before, though?
No dancing. I can sing a bit, but...
You can sing really well.
No, not, I
Yes,
mean...
you got
whatever.
beautiful
OK, so when we go out after the show karaoke tonight, what's your karaoke jam, Emily?
I really enjoy a bit of Aerosmith, Don't Want to Miss a Thing.
Aerosmith. Luke?
Classic.
My new one is When We Were Young by Adele.
Wow.
I love that.
And you give it the full emotion?
Full Adele.
Well, we got to hear a bit of that right now,
I bet
Luke.
you go all out.
Luke, we got to hear a bit of that now. Come on.
Everybody loves the things you do. From the way you talk to the way you move. Everybody here is watching you.
Did you hear that?
'Cause you feel like home. You're like a dream come true.
Oh, I think I just fell in love with you a bit. That's
I
amazing.
carry on.
Wow. Holy moly. Holy moly. Wow. I mean, I mean, it was a bit more than we wanted, but it was beautiful.
It was a Welshman to sing.
That was incredible, wasn't it?
It was incredible,
Okay,
yeah.
Emily, your one?
Absolutely not.
You thought I was going to get you.
Never. No, never.
Just a chimp.
Chimp.
Okay, it's great to meet you again. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you
on.
so
Go
much.
on the train hams all over the UK on Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great thriller. Will you say thank you, please, with me to Emily Blunt and, of course, Luke Evans. Okay, thanks to all my guests. And joining me next week, my guests will include Jack Whitehall, Alan Carr, we've got Miles Teller and Darcy Bussell. But now, performing Make Me, it is, of course, Britney Spears.
I'm dreaming a mile a minute about somebody. This feeling I wanna go with it, 'cause there's no way hiding away from this tonight. Can tell you all, babe, by the way I see you staring across the room, babe. No shame in the game, just cut the shit beyond this. Yeah, you know what you gotta do tonight. It ain't a choice for you, like you got a job to do. Just want you to raise my roof, something sensational. Let's take it back to my room. Ignite in the heat of the moment. Let the sparks fuse. Blowing up to the ceiling, we're burning bright when we cut the light. 'Cause you're the flame I can't do without. The fire comes in the sky first. There's no way I'm gonna be fighting this tonight. Just want you to make me move, like it ain't a choice for you, like you got a job to do. Just want you to raise my roof, something sensational.
If it's a random person or the biggest star out in Vegas or a little bar, it's really not a difference if it's near or far. Listen, here we are, I need you. I've always wanted what was off limits, staring at you till I'm caught in this, back and forth like this was all tennis. I'm all jealous, you came with someone, but we can tell that there's changes coming. See, I can tell that you're a dangerous woman. That means you're speaking my language. Come on, now follow me, let's go. Like Penelope and Blow, well aware that stealing you was a felony, yeah I know. That's why they keep on telling me to let go, yeah. But I need you and I can take you all the way, and I'm able to give you something sensational, so let's go, yeah. Said I need you and I can take you all the way, and I'm able, so follow me and I can make you move, yeah.